cool. Yeah, so I'm a senior software engineer at Ripple, and let's get started. So in this presentation, I'll be introducing the world's first AMM-based DEX natively on the XRPL. But first, let's go over a few things. I know Anshul covered this in her presentation, but all the transactions for AMM will be referenced from the XLS30 spec, which is a proposal to add non-custodial AMM as a native feature to the XRPL DEX. It also defines new AMM transactions and requests on the XRPL that will be used in this demo. But wait up, what are these AMM transactions? So the transactions that will be used in my demo are instance create, and I'll just briefly go over them, which instance create creates a liquidity pool with two assets. An asset can be either XRP or issued currency. And you have AMM deposit, which is used to add liquidity to the instance pool. And as a result, LP token is obtained to represent some share of the instance's pool. And there's actually 5 possible ways of depositing. And now conversely with withdraw, it's used to remove liquidity from the pool. And as a result, the LP token that you got from the deposit transaction, you actually return it back to the pool. And also it has 5 possible ways of withdrawing. And last transaction is AMM vote, which submits a vote for the trading fee of an AMM instance in which one has liquidity in. And there's a new JSON RPC command introduced called AMM_info, which is used for querying an AMM instance. And there's 2 possible ways of doing so. One is by the AMM ID, which uniquely identifies an AMM instance. And the other is by providing the asset pair. And I just want to be fully transparent. This is still a work in progress. So there are a few transactions that won't be in the demo, such as AMM bid, and also doing asset swap using payment or offer create transaction. But as a replacement, I will be doing AMM deposit followed by an AMM withdraw. And yeah, last but not least, the software architecture of this demo. So I'm going to be going with a full stack web app using MERN stack. And it's going to be submitting transactions to private AMM DevNet, which runs RippleD with AMM support. And if you don't already know, RippleD is a reference implementation of the XRP ledger in C++. And this is actually using a forked GitHub branch, which is open source for you to view. And the way that I'll be submitting these transactions from my full stack web app is through the JavaScript client library called XRPL.js. And it's actually using a GitHub branch that I created called AMM, which is also open source. All right, time for the demo. You all ready? All right. OK, so this is the first AMM-based DEX that I implemented natively on the XRPL. I like to call it XRPL swap. And right now, I actually skipped the login process. But you can imagine that you can connect, let's say, like a browser-based wallet to this app, like an XRPL equivalent MetaMask. And so right here, we're logged in. We've got about close to 10,000 XRP with our wallet address right here. But before we do the swapping, let's go to the pool screen. So we've got our balances here, with XRP, ETH, USD, BTC. And right now, we don't have any active positions, but we do see available pools that have been created, like BTC to USD, ETH to USD. But let's go ahead and just create our own liquidity pool. All right, so let's go with XRP, and I guess we'll go with ETH. And then let's just say that I want to do 250 XRP, and I'll do 750 ETH, right? And then here is a trading fee that I'll just set it to 0.025. So let's go ahead and create this bad boy. Wi-Fi is kind of slow too. All right, great. And yeah, we've created our new AMM instance. And as you can see, we have a new active position in it. So we provided 250 XRP of our own and 750 ETH as well. And in return, we got LP token. And as you can see, there's a new entry in the balances. This is the LP token identifier. And this is how much we owned, 433K. And now let's actually go and look at the raw JSON payload for this transaction. So this is the AMM instance create transaction that I mentioned in the slides. And this is just a raw JSON payload that was actually sent to RippleD. As you can see, this specifies XRP and drops and the ETH 750 with the trading fee provided. Okay, so let's do some other things as well. Let's go ahead and check out other liquidity pools. I kind of want to show some love to BTC, but before I do so, so there's two ways of actually changing liquidity. One way is depositing, and the other way is withdrawing. But I kind of want to become a liquidity provider, so I'm going to put it to deposit. And then, like I mentioned in the slides, there's 5 possible ways of either like depositing or withdrawing. Using either LP token, asset 1, asset 2, a combination of asset 1, LP token, even E price. But I'm just going to keep things simple and just deposit. Let's just go with 278 BTC, right? Okay. So going to click submit. And great, looks like the deposit was placed. And as you can see, the BTC amount actually increased by 278. And then let's go ahead and check out the transaction, which was AMM deposit. And yeah, BTC with 278. And now let's actually go and check out the trading fee of one instance pool. So as Anshul mentioned in her presentation, there is the ability to vote on a trading fee of a AMM instance in which you have liquidity in. So as you can see, the current trading fee is 0.098%. And with a weight of 100,000, that's just vote weight means how much liquidity you actually have in the pool. Like that gives you a bigger voting power, right? So since I don't have that much, let's try like doing a stupendous fee of 25%. Okay, it looks like the vote was placed. Let me just show you the transaction real quick, which was an AMM vote. And now if we just go back, as you can see, this is a vote that I submitted, which has a lesser weight than the one at number 1. So still the trading fee did not change to 25%, unfortunately. Okay, great. And now let's get to swapping. Let's see what I want to swap. I'm getting tired of holding USD, so I kind of want to swap it with ETH. So let's do that. All right, so I'm going to set USD ETH. And yeah, so since there's like a 50-50 ratio of both currency pairs, this is a spot price. So 1 USD is actually going to give me 1 ETH. So if I click submit or swap, which is not realistic, by the way, that would be amazing, right? Like $25, 25 ETH. Yeah. Great. And it looks like we were able to swap USD with ETH. And if we check out the transactions, I actually did an AMM deposit followed by a withdrawal. But ideally, what you would do is do a single payment transaction or a single offer create transaction. But since that's still a work in progress, I just went with this hack where you can do a deposit and then a withdrawal. So I deposited USD with 25, and I withdrew ETH for 23.75. And there is like some fees and slippage that happens with that. So I didn't get the full 25. Okay. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Great, let's go back to the slides. Okay, yeah, so this is coming soon to a ledger near you. So I was running this on a private AMM DevNet, but a public release will be available sometime in the next 2 weeks for community testing and feedback. And also AMM support and the XRPL client libraries. A beta release will happen in the same time frame as well. And I've actually created GitHub PRs for both XRPL.js and XRPL.py. So it's all open source. You can feel free to look at my code and roast me. I encourage it. And yeah, and let's connect. You can add me on LinkedIn and follow me on Twitter. Thank you, everyone.